Asante. Asanteni sana. Thika High School hoye. Thika High School hoye. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Asante sana. Tafadhali ketini. Thank you. Let me first thank God for the opportunity to visit Thika High School. I am informed that the last time there was a head of state in this compound was 30 years ago. But I'm very proud to be the second head of state to be in Thika High School. And I want to confirm that Thika High School is a great school, deserving a visit from the head of state. I am aware that we have many schools in the Republic of Kenya, and I try, whenever I have an opportunity, to associate myself with what is going on in many of the schools. But 70 years ago, visionary men and women planted a seed here in Thika because they understood a very simple but powerful truth, that education has the power to change lives, shape the future, and transform nations. These founders understood, as Nelson Mandela would later tell the world, that education is the most powerful tool and weapon which you can use to change destinies and nations. And so they built Thika High School. Today, 70 years later, we gather here not just to celebrate the anniversary of a great institution, but to honor the vision of the generation of builders who understood that strong nations are built by empowered citizens. And they also recognized that education is the foundation upon which human potential is discovered, nurtured, and transformed into national progress. This year, I've had the privilege of joining students, teachers, and parents of other institutions and historic schools. As was said earlier, I've had occasion to visit many schools. Among the national schools I have visited is the school I went to myself, Kapsabet Boys High School. I have visited Alliance High School, the school Kimani Ichung'wah went. I have visited Maseno, and I have also visited Njiris. But of course today, I am in Thika High School. A school with a distinguished history. Each of these institutions tell us something important about Kenya. And never mind, I know Moses Kuria was complaining about the people who went, some of the people who went to schools that sometimes act as polling centers. I am one of those. Actually, when Kimani Ichung'wah was telling Moses Kuria, it was not Moses Kuria he was referring to. He just did not want to refer to me directly, so he was. But you know what? You know, when Nelson Mandela said, education is the greatest equalizer, it was because that is what it is. And that is why today, all students from all schools, even those from polling stations, are equal and they are the same. Alliance reminds us of intellectual excellence and leadership. Kapsabet Boys reminds us of resilience, discipline, and social mobility. Maseno reminds us of deep historic roots of our republic. Thika High School reminds us of something very important. As Kenya transformed economically and industrially, schools like this one transformed the human capacity that powered that transformation. This great institution rose in the heart of one of Kenya's most important industrial and commercial centers, Thika, a town long associated with enterprise, manufacturing, agriculture, innovation, and hard work. Founded in 1956, Thika High School has grown into one of Kenya's leading national schools. Today, it stands as a C1 national school, offering all the 3 competence-based education pathways and serving 1,800 students drawn from every part of our republic. This growth reflects the trust generations of Kenyan families have placed in this institution. It reflects the sacrifice of parents, the dedication of teachers and leaders and school leaders, and the discipline and determination of students who continue to uphold the values upon which this school was founded. As I listened to Terence, the chairman of the school council, I was very, very impressed about his confidence and his eloquence. And he spoke very good English. Congratulations, Terence. And you made a lot of sense. You know, I was very impressed about the things you asked of me and of us, you know, the things that would take you further as a student community. Over the decades, Thika High School has produced distinguished Kenyans who have served this nation with honor and excellence. Among them are respected judges, including retired Judge Jackton Ojwang and Justice Okubasu. The school has also produced distinguished legal minds, including Senior Counsel Paul Muite, Senior Counsel Kamodo Waiganjo, right here with us. Congratulations, Senior Counsel. In leadership and public service, the institution has produced leaders such as Moses Kuria, right here with us. And of course, our very own Clerk of the National Assembly, Samuel Njoroge. I want to say this without fear of any contradiction, that Sam Njoroge is a great leader in the Republic of Kenya. A man who is intelligent, measured, and wise. Congratulations, Thika High School, for mentoring one of our best. In Parliament, competing ideas, competing interests, competing positions exist. it takes a man of great patience and understanding, like Sam Joroge, to balance and make sure Parliament moves without any friction. Pigeni makofi huyu Sam jamani. So when Sam walked into my office and told me, Mr. President, I went to Thika High School and they are celebrating 70 years, without hesitation, I said I would come to celebrate with you because of the immense contribution Thika High School has made to our republic. Many people, scholars, you've just had one great scholar here, Professor. Pigeni makofi huyo Professor. And many others who have made huge contribution to our republic. Students that came from this great institution. And I'm truly, truly grateful. And that is why coming here is a recognition of the contribution Thika High School has made to our republic. All these men, scholars, legal minds, business people, public servants, have come from different generations and professions, but they share one thing in common: the foundation that was shaped by Thika High School. Their lives reminds us that education is not only about examinations and certificates, but it is also about forming responsible citizens, building integrity into them, nurturing discipline, and preparing young people to serve society with honor. I understand that student enrollment has increased from about 600 students to nearly 1,000 the past 10 years. That growth is encouraging, but it is also placed enormous pressure on facilities. Classrooms are overcrowded, dormitories are overstretched, and laboratories and dining facilities are under pressure. I want to assure you that we recognize that quality education cannot thrive where facilities are not adequate. Our children deserve safe, dignified, and a supportive environment where they can learn, they can innovate, as I saw Mwai in one of the presentations, and that gentleman was called Isaiah, or what was he called? I met two gentlemen, one of them Mwai and Isaiah, I think. Somebody I met, by the way, 2 years ago in Kikuyu Township. When I went there, I met the young man again I met today here in Thika High School, and he introduced himself. And I'm very proud of what they are doing. But we need a supportive environment, as I have said, where they can learn, they can innovate, they can grow, and of course, they can discover their full potential. I therefore commend the Board of Management of the school and the school administration, parents and the alumni for the remarkable effort you have made to address some of the challenges affecting this school. I especially commend the board for developing a long-term master plan for the future growth of this institution. I also recognize that important projects are already being completed or ongoing within the school, including the paving of internal roads, the construction of Great Rua Dormitory, and the renovation of Juba, Liki, Zaire dormitories, where I was taken around to see. These efforts demonstrate vision, sacrifice, and unity of purpose. Tuwapigie hao watu wote makofi jameni. No, I have been to many schools, but I have never seen a much more supportive alumni than the one I have seen in Thika High School. Mr. Kamau, Mr. Waiganjo and your team of alumni, pongezi. You are a great team. And I wish many more of alumni in many schools can step up and show up for their alma mater, for the schools they went to. As we celebrate 70 years of Thika High School, we must also prepare for the next 70 years. The world is changing rapidly. Artificial intelligence, digital technology, robotics, machine learning, and innovation are transforming economies across the world. Through the competence-based curriculum and training system, our schools must therefore prepare learners not only to pass examinations, but also to solve problems, create opportunities, drive innovation, and compete globally. I am therefore encouraged by the school's vision to establish a modern sports, performing arts, and digital learning center that will support coding, robotics, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and talent development. This vision aligns very directly with Kenya's future. And this is because the future economy will reward not only knowledge, but also creativity. Not only credentials, but innovation. Not only information, but problem solving. This is why the government of Kenya supports for education is not treated as an expenditure. It is an investment in the future workforce, future leadership, and future prosperity of our nation. And I am very happy while in this Thika High School, having worked with many actors, we have progressively sorted out the challenges that we had in this education sector. You all remember, 3 years ago during the campaigns, there was huge confusion. There was a big problem in the education sector. Parents were not sure what CBC was going to present to them. They were not sure whether junior school was going to be here or there. The transition was not clear. The curriculum was not clear. But as I stand here today in Thika High School, I can confidently say our education is on very sound footing, without fear of any contradiction. There were 4 serious challenges that were facing our education system. There was a challenge with CBC, there was a challenge with classrooms, there was a challenge with teachers, and there was a challenge with funding. 4 serious issues. And we have tackled each and every one of them systematically. We have aligned CBC. Today there is clarity on how our students are going to transition. We have improved the education system. I am a very solid believer in competence-based education because it gives all our children equal opportunity. There are children who are good in STEM subjects. There are children who are good in arts. And there are children who are good in the humanities. In the past, we treated all these students the same, and we disadvantaged some students who are gifted differently. And that is why our education system for a very long time produced too many failures. Because we had a system of one size fits all. But that is not the reality. Today we have different pathways. The competence-based education gives us opportunity to have different pathways. 70% of our students are, 60% actually, 60-something% are on the STEM pathway. We have now the other students on different pathways, and we are now putting in place infrastructure so that all our children become winners, and we avoid a situation where we create failures out of talented people. I am very proud of what has been done over the last 3 years. Focus is no longer 100% on passing one examination. All your learning experience from early classes account for your ultimate mark as a student. We have now made examinations not a life and death issue, not an all or nothing issue. Exams now are part of our learning experience. So we have sorted out the issue of competence-based education, and there is a lot of clarity. Number two, we had a very serious teacher shortage. We have employed 100,000 teachers in the last 3 years. We are employing another 20,000 teachers this year, to make sure that we close the gap on teacher numbers. Number three, we had very serious challenges of learning spaces, classrooms. We have built 23,000 classrooms across the country, and I'm very happy that we will be building some classrooms in Thika today to add on to that number. Because when you have classrooms where pupils are 8